Hey, here we are again, America. Deer Hunter DVM coming back at you again. It is Sunday, October the 13th. I just wanted to kind of give everybody an update on where our season is at and how we've been progressing here. First couple weeks of the season has been about like it normally is for October. It's been kind of hit or miss, been kind of slow. Took the boy out last night during youth season. He's on crutches with his ACL. And we had a good little hunt. We saw a decent little 3-year-old that most kids would have probably shot, but that's not who we're in there after. We're in there after bigger deer. So Troy laid off. I want to talk real quick about something that I just was on a discussion about on a Facebook thread, which is about rubber boots. We as whitetail hunters have been conditioned to think that rubber boots are somehow the magic elixir of footwear, so to speak, when it comes to keeping our foot and leg scent contained in the whitetail woods as best as possible. And I think I believe in that. But there's a certain boot company out there that I've had multiple models of their boots in the last several years, and I won't name the name, but they have not done very well for me. This certain boot has a rubber base and kind of a neoprene top, and they're about 150 to 165, 70 bucks. And of these 3 pairs of this certain very popular boot company, the last 3 pairs, the one lasted 7 months, one lasted 6 months, and one lasted just shy of 90 days. And it's not because I'm abusing them. It's just because I use them all the time. When it comes to being out in the woods, they just fall apart and they're junk. The one that lasted 90 days, the whole bottom, the glued-on sole that gives you traction, ripped off when I was standing in some creek mud, and it left me with like a giant rubber sock to wear back to the woods instead of having tread on the bottom. It was a disaster. I'm never buying that company's boot ever again. So I looked around for the perfect rubber boot. And my brother and my dad are farmers, dairy farmers, and they swear by a boot company called Quatro, made out of New Zealand. So let me show you these boots here and kind of my footwear like regiment, I guess, maybe. So here's the deal. I'm not super anally retentive about my scent control of my clothes and my body. I mean, I like to stay as clean as I can. I put clothes in my scent-free totes, and I dress in the field and try to stay as, fairly clean as you can. You're not gonna see me going in and out of gas stations in my outerwear, or eating supper in them, or even, having them in the house for that matter. But I'm really super particular about my boots. My boots live in a tote right here, and they are never inside the house. They're never inside the cab of my truck. They are never inside a building. They're only touched by my hands to put them on and take them off, and they stay in this tote. That way they're never in contact with anything foreign other than the woods, all right? Other than dirt, grass, leaves, sticks, whatever, period, end of discussion. I always have a pair of shoes on that I'll switch in and out each hunt, and it's simple. It leaves me from tracking scent that's in my truck onto my boots, and I don't want that tracking in the woods. Your boots are the only thing that you wear when you're hunting a field that is in constant physical contact with the outdoor environment. So I just think it makes sense to be really particular about those, right? And since using this like tote tactic for my boots, I never have a deer cut my track, ever. Like I haven't had a deer do that in forever. I can't remember the last time. So let me show you. So simple, right? Just come on out of there. Come on. I swear I'll get it off in a second. All right. So I will use some spray on my boots just where my hands have touched them, right? But I leave them in the back of this tote, and there's the boot itself. So another thing I'll do for my boots is I'll keep them, I like to throw a couple of ears of corn down in there just to kind of give it that like cornfield smell, right? I don't know if that helps or hurts, but it makes me feel better. Let's talk about these boots real quick, all right? So these are Quatros, and these things are 100%, I don't know if you can see it, they are 100% gum rubber all the way to the top, all right? There's no neoprene, there's no, none of that neoprene that's breathable. I think that stuff is porous and it can hold scent, so I wanted a boot that was gum rubber all the way to the top. Gum rubber is kind of stiff, so it's durable. They've got these toes on them that I've literally rammed into millions of little stobs and sticks over the last 6 months. And I've got several miles on these. You can tell there's not hardly any damage to the front of that at all. I don't know if you can see that very well. Decent and aggressive, like tractor tread type tire, or a sole. And it's got, the sole itself has got a reinforced shank. Looky there. There's actually something stuck in the bottom of that thing. But it's got this reinforced shank in the footwear, so it typically holds up to your foot traffic very well. It's got little kick lugs on the back of it right there to be able to help pull them off and on easy. Actually, these things are still in pretty good shape for as much as I've worn them. If you look down inside there, nothing special, but it's got pull tabs on the top here to help you slip them off and on. I don't know if you can see that or not. But again, all rubber all the way to the top. No neoprene, which holds scent and is flimsy and breaks and is junky. None of that crap. This boot here, I have literally walked. So I mapped my walks for shed season, and I wore them the entire shed season. And I think there was like 125, 130 miles during shed season I put on these boots, and I started using these boots to hunt in December last year. So give these Quatro boots a try. They're from the brand name Skellerup, Skellerup. Quatro's the brand. They have uninsulated, insulated, and extreme insulated. These are the mid-heaviness of the three. They run about 130, 140 bucks typical for a boot. These things are freaking bulletproof. If I would have shed hunted in the brand of boot that I will not mention, been trashed by now. So give these guys a try. These Quatro boots, and they're not paying me for a sponsorship or anything. They're really dairy farmers boots. But boy, they make for a hell of a whitetail rubber boot. So give them a try. They're made out of and imported from New Zealand. And again, all that thick, heavy, stiff gum rubber, I feel like it's just like a tire for your feet, man. So give them a try. Catch you later. I'm going to go check some cameras, and then we're going to go get back after them for youth season tonight. See you later.